virtual class expectations we view at the beginning of each class. You all do a fantastic job with these, so I will move on to our first slide here. So here's our final results from last week. So our favorite Disney/Pixar character results. In first place, we have Lightning McQueen from Cars. In second place, we have Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. And then in third place, we have one of Miss G's favorites, Remy. So for those of you who had put a comment by Remy, you got some extra credit for this Class Connect. In my backpack here, I think I showed you last week, but I have the little Remy keychain, and I told you the story about Remy. So he's definitely one of my favorites. The other ones were Figment. I'll give you a little refresher if you've never heard of Figment or remember what he was, and then Orange Bird. So here's Figment. He's like a purple little dragon. He has a ride at Epcot at Disney World. There's Figment. And then Orange Bird is from the Enchanted Tiki Room. That's what Orange Bird looks like. Okay, so last week you shared on Padlet the different villains that you liked. So we're gonna do the same thing with our regular characters. So I'm gonna share the link in the chat here, and you will put your name in the top right corner. I know mine's a little different, but you'll see a place to put your name up here. And then from there, you're going to vote for your top three again. So you're going to put the hearts by your favorite. I already did mine, so I can't add any new hearts. So you're going to do 3 different hearts for your top 3, and then you're going to write a comment by one of them. So the comment can be why it's your favorite, a memory you have with that character, or which one you want to win or think is going to win and why. So if you have any questions about that, you can write them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll give you the next 3 to 5 minutes to get that done. So here's so far the leaderboard. We have Chick Hicks and the Pit Stop Crew from Cars in first. In second place, we have Scar. In third place, we have Joker, even though he's not a Disney or a Pixar character. And then Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then here's some of our favorites that I found from our Padlet from last week. I changed Bowser's pick. I'm sorry. I just saved the best quality one I could find. Yes, you did. The Sanderson sisters have been pretty popular. They were at one point in second place, right behind the Chick Hicks and the Pit Stop Crew. But then, as you can see, 9 through 8 is very competitive right now. I gave my votes to, as you can see, Maleficent here. Darth Vader got a vote from me. And then there was one more that I had. I just gotta find it. Oh, I liked Emperor Zurg. Somebody added Emperor Zurg from Toy Story. It's a good one. And then when you're done, just write in the chat that you're done and ready to move on. So I'll give you till 10:45 to get this done, and then we'll do our Ed puzzle. Oh, there we go. The Sanderson sisters are back up in third. They're tied. Well, they're tied for second with Scar and the Sanderson sisters there. Jake, you're ready? Which one did you comment by while we're waiting?
Chick Hicks.
Great idea. One of my favorites. Thank you. Yeah, that was, I remember from the Padlet, one of my high school kids was the one to put this one down. And I copy and pasted their picture because I couldn't find a good one with the Pit Stop Crew and Chick Hicks in it together. Okay, 3 more minutes here. Jake, didn't you have Lotso? Did you vote for Lotso?
I don't know.
Because you get 3 votes.
I don't know.
No
I think that
worries.
was the second lot, so I don't know.
Oh, we got a three-way tie for second place now. If anybody wants to write which one they commented by so I can read it to the class, you can put that in the chat too. Oh, I see one here. These are my favorite because Halloween is my favorite holiday. Did anybody watch the follow-up, the new Hocus Pocus? Yeah, Jake, you did. I remember that. I saw it. I think the first one's still better though, but yeah. Okay, 1 more minute to wrap things up. And then next week I will post the top 3 again. And it's looking to be pretty close with our top 4 here. And even maybe Oogie Boogie might make an appearance in the top 3. You never know. But I'm pretty sure Chick Hicks is going to win, is what it looks like. Yes. And Grayson, you're right. The original is way better. I agree. And then I read your comment too for the Sanderson sisters. Oh, we have a new one for Prince John from Robin Hood. I did a play for Robin Hood and he's really funny. Sweet. Well, thank you, Addie, for writing that. I'll move back to our lesson here. So thank you everyone for contributing to the dot storming link. I will, like I said, I'll give you the final results next week. So here is our agenda for the day. We did the icebreaker question, and then we're going to do an ed puzzle on the Erie Canal because of its significance and importance in transportation and just making goods more accessible and easy to reach people and consumers. And at the end, you can actually have. So I'm going to show you how to get to the ed puzzle now. So it's in our pink Class Connect Live and Recordings folder. If you are already there, you are quicker than I am, and it's not open yet, so I have to do that here quick. So if you're on our US Studies page already, you're going to go down to the Miss G's Class Connect Live and Recordings. And then you're going to go to this folder where it says Miss G's Class Connect Recordings and Assignments. I'm going to publish it right now. And then like this ed puzzle is only 3 minutes long, so we'll get it done today in class easily. So it's called the Erie Canal. Whoa, Addie, super quick. Thank you. And then it looks like we have 5 people here today besides me, so we're just waiting for 5. Okay, so we have Addie and Jake so far. If you have any questions on how to get there too, just let me know. Yeah, Grayson, do you want to try again quick? Since we have time anyways. Okay, Grayson, you are in now. Hey, Landon, did you see the message I sent you?
I'm in on my computer.
Do you
Like-
want to exit out of that one right now and then just try one more time just so we can get started, see if it comes up?
Yeah.
Because I think Grayson was having the same problem too earlier.
I should be in. I'm in right now.
Okay, I can start it too, and then like if it
Wait.
isn't working, just let me
No,
know.
it brought me to the old one. Oh, no, yeah, it keeps bringing me to the old one.
What's the old one? What does that mean? Sorry.
Like the old dot storming link.
Oh,
that
we're
we already did.
we're not in dot storming anymore. We're on the Ed puzzle.
Oh,
Yeah, so the Ed puzzle is in our Class Connect folder.
yeah.
Here, I think if I just directly share it with you, you should be able to open it from there.
No, I got it. I'm in. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Perfect.
At the beginning of the 1800s, merchants along America's East Coast had no way to reach the natural resources of the country's interior. The Appalachian Mountain Range running from Maine to Georgia stood in their way, and there was no river running through them.
Because of our peculiar geography.
Okay, so what stood in the way of merchants getting the natural resources they needed to the country's interior? Jake.
Appalachian Mountains.
Yep, correct. So the Appalachian Mountain Range is right smack in the middle of that, and it made it really hard to transport goods and move it further inward and westward in the US because of a mountain range and there not being really a body of water there to make it easier to move the goods along. So it's the first one here, the Appalachian Mountain Range. Okay, like another 10 seconds. So if you haven't answered yet, it is the first one, the Appalachian Mountain Range.
Your geography,
Okay, so what states do the Appalachian Mountains stretch across? Texas to Nebraska, Oklahoma to Georgia, or Oklahoma to New York, Maine to Georgia, or New York to California?
Maine to Georgia.
Yep, that's correct. So all the way up in the north through the East Coast down to the south through Georgia. There we go. We have all 5 out of 5. Awesome.
where we have this coastal plain, and then we have the Appalachian Mountains. There was no way to get the goods produced west of the Appalachians, east of the Appalachians, because there was no roads, no good means of transportation. So most of those goods had to go down the Mississippi to New Orleans, which didn't even become American territory.
Okay, where did most of the goods that were being transported go? So we have London, Paris, or New Orleans. Jake.
New Orleans.
Yep. So the issue he was saying was at the time that New Orleans wasn't acquired yet through the Louisiana Purchase. So it wasn't officially part of the U.S. yet. Yep, and Grayson, yep, New Orleans. Oh, we have 5 out of 5. That's quick. You guys are going really quick and smooth through this.
Until 1803 or 4.
The business leaders in New York City were eager to divert some of New Orleans' river traffic. Since water was the cheapest way to transport goods like wheat and coal, they decided to create a man-made river.
Okay, what was the cheapest way to transport goods? Using the railroads, using waterways such as rivers, or using airplanes?
Waterways.
Yep. So airplanes weren't around yet. And then railroads, it's just cheaper to move it along the waterway, pretty much. And railroads weren't really a big thing yet. Yeah, wheat, not the other one, but yeah, wheat. So if you haven't answered yet, it is B right here. There we go.
I mean, it was a picture of a boat, so.
There you go, and that too.
Canals are very ancient in concept. What they are, of course, is an artificial river. And the only place where a canal is possible in the whole length of the Appalachian Mountains from Maine to Georgia is in upstate New York, between Albany and Buffalo, where there's a gap in the mountains. And several people had mentioned this in the course of the 18th century, but it was...
Okay. Where was the only place possible for the canal in the Appalachian Mountains? New York City, Long Island, New York, which is...
Albany and Buffalo.
Yep, that's correct. So what I was gonna say is Long Island is pretty much right on New York City anyways, but around Lake Ontario, but it is upstate New York, so between Buffalo and Albany. You see from Buffalo here over near Lake Erie through, since there was the gap here in the Appalachian Mountains, through Albany.
But it was DeWitt Clinton, who was governor of New York for much of the early 19th century, who pushed it. A lot of people thought he was crazy.
Clinton envisioned a canal that would link the Hudson River to the Great Lakes. The scale of the project was massive, over 350 miles long. The canal would be more than twice as long as any canal ever built. The project was budgeted at $6 million, 3/4 of the entire federal budget at the time.
But Clinton was determined, and he got it through the New York State Legislature, and they built it. Remarkably, it came in under budget and ahead of schedule. They started in 1817 and finished in 1825, and it was an instant roaring success.
So how many years did it take to build the Erie Canal? 7, 30, or 2? We can rewatch it too if needed.
30.
Yep. did take a long time to get that built. If you think about it, it's over 350 miles, so it pretty much goes across most of the state of New York.
The Erie Canal was the technological wonder of its age. For the first time, goods could be transported via water from the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean.
As soon as it was open,
Okay, what did the canal allow to happen for the first time? Transporting goods using water from the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean, fishing and swimming, or created a direct path from New York to California? Jake.
Number 1.
Yep. So it allowed to transport goods using water from the Great Lakes region to the Atlantic Ocean. So this first one up here. It's kind of funny that I'm wearing a Great Lakes sweatshirt today. Kind of forgot I was wearing that. Gotta show love for the Midwestern heritage and culture. So if you haven't answered yet, the first one here, you can always go back and redo it later too. There we go.
was open, people were using it because it was such a cheap way to move goods. I mean, before the Erie Canal, a ton of flour might take 3 weeks to get from Buffalo to New York. It took 6 days with the Erie Canal and cost about 1/20th as much.
The Erie Canal finally gave merchants in New York access to America's heartland and brought more American goods to the rest of the world. Other American cities followed suit, building canals of their own. But the age of the canal would end as quickly as it had begun, with the rise of a newer, faster mode of transportation, the railroad.
Okay, so although canals were a fast transportation method, what did it lead to that was even faster soon after canals were built in the US? Railroads, cars, or the airplane? We can see right here.
Railroad.
Yep. Okay, so as we're finishing up the ed puzzle here, you'll have a choice on how you want to finish this for your open-ended question. Write one thing you learned or one question you have after watching the video. And then I'm going to end the recording.